Hey, everybody, welcome to What's Going On. And today we are representing Swag Her magazine with this amazing woman. I've done some reading on you, young lady.
Hi.
She is none other than Karlyn, LeBlanc. And I can begin naming some of the things that you've touched and you have your hands in, which is, and we're going to break this down here quickly in a minute, but travel therapist, you have your master's in social work, which I absolutely love. The founder of Black Girls Travel Therapy and Dinner with Divas, love that name.
Hmm.
You're an author, motivational speaker. This is an area I need strength in. Professional development speaker.
Oh, yes.
You're a mindset coach. So we're gonna touch a little bit on each one of those. But how would you introduce yourself to our followers here today?
I would introduce myself basically as the travel therapist. And that's what I like to call myself because traveling is therapy.
Hmm.
And in that, I do mindset coaching, like
Hmm.
everything that I embody, I put it on people when we travel. So a
Hmm.
lot of things, everything that I am, it happens on our retreats when I
Okay.
travel. So a lot of the things, a lot of my clients are my clients that are on our retreats or
Okay.
at our events.
Hmm. And do you do so? You have a clientele that's outside of the actual travel, or what should I say? I call them conferences. That's probably not the right term for it. But so, are these clients that you have all throughout the year, or is this a time that you come together at a specific time of year, and that is where the work is being done?
Well,
Um,
I have personal clients, and I guess that maybe I didn't answer your question correctly, but I have personal clients,
okay.
and then I have clients that I pick up on the retreats, and I
Ah.
have ongoing clients that have been there with me from day one. A lot of times when they attend the retreat, we have follow up. So we always have Zooms where we follow up. So we'll have people who only do the retreats in the United States or who are my personal clients that are virtual, of course. With the follow-up classes, but a lot of them have been my clients since day one and they attend the retreats, and a lot of them are one-on-one clients. And did that kind of answer your
It
question?
did. It did. It made it very clear for me. I'm very interested in mindset coaching because for me, it's fairly new. I've never heard that term before, but I see it's so much power from what I'm assuming in that because that your mindset really kind of lays out the path that you choose to go
Mhm,
in life.
mhm.
So can you break that down for some of us novice who are not as familiar with it?
Okay, so for instance, I had a Zoom call today with some clients. So, like I said, when we go on a trip afterwards, we'll do a Zoom. So today's Zoom was on stress management. And so
Okay.
what I do, I invite the clients who were, so I have existing clients. And then we have clients who are new that were on retreats with us. So we just got back from Napa Valley, right?
Okay. Okay.
And so those new clients were invited to our Zoom, which was on stress management. So we kind of
Mhm.
go over everything that happened on the trip. Now that you're back home, how are you feeling? Kind of go over that thing.
Mhm.
So one of the young ladies, she was saying, I had a great time on the trip. I had this going on, that going on. But when I got back home, um, I found out that my job was ending. And she
Mhm.
said, every time I go up, something pulls me down. And
Mhm.
she said, every time I get 5,000, then I have to spend 2,500 of that 5,000. And
Mhm.
so I said, stop. It's your mindset. You
Yeah.
don't have because all of you, you're speaking loss. So
Mhm.
sometimes it's the mindset where people can't get ahead for them breaking themselves down. If you have a poverty mentality, then
Mhm.
you will continue to attract poverty. You
Yeah.
know, you have to change your mindset. And a lot of that is work,
Mhm.
self work, where we have to do the work and change our mindset. So the brain can be trained in 21 days. You can train your brain to think anything.
Mhm.
That's how we alleviate stress. That's how we alleviate depression. That's
Mhm.
how basically how we heal ourselves. The
Right.
brain is always healing.
Mhm.
And again, in 21 days, you can change your mindset
Yeah.
and be positive. You have to learn how to get rid of the negativity and change your mindset, the way you look at things.
Mm.
What are your goals? So a lot of that, it has a lot, like you'll have life coaches. Life coaches deal with the future and what you want to create. But again, some people can't move forward because they have this poverty mindset, or
Yep.
they have this negativity that they're letting into their lives.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Oh, you okay? Yeah, and so Napa Valley is so beautiful. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful out there, and some of the other locations that I saw on the list that are up and coming trips, we're gonna break those down as well. They are except Atlanta because I live in Atlanta. So for
Oh,
me,
you do? I didn't know that. Okay.
so I'll definitely have to come and hang out with you.
Yes.
I love I love the mindset coaching. I love just the
Mhm.
thought of that and
Mhm.
the positivity that it could bring to everyone's life.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, entrepreneurs like you,
Mhm.
life coach, we all let circumstances
Yes.
stop us from certain things. Or if you get in a rut, or something may happen, your
Mhm,
whole mindset changes,
mhm,
which
mm.
then makes you stagnant. You
Yeah.
can't grow. You can't make the money that you were making. And so we have to go back to what worked in the beginning. What mindset that you had in the beginning? How
Mhm.
did your business escalate? And
Yeah.
so that's the thing. Mindset is always changing, but we just need reinforcement. We need somebody to mentor us to get us back
Mhm,
on track to where we are, so that we can grow and we can stay successful and we can be wealthy, we can be happy, we can be healthy,
mhm.
all of that good stuff.
Yeah. And then I like it how you have it coupled with going to retreat. That was the word I was looking for. How these retreats are, because for me, whenever I go to these beautiful places, Napa Valley,
Mhm.
Oco you can help me with some of the other spots. When I
Mhm.
think about those spots, my mind is already in a recharge, reset mindset. And so to couple that with mindset therapy or coaching, that is I feel that is a perfect time to pair those two. So how did you come up with this concept?
Basically, I went through a Great Depression.
Mm,
Let's see, about 12 years ago. I was living in Baton Rouge. I lived in Baton Rouge 20 years,
okay.
and my niece was murdered.
Mm,
And she was murdered in her nursing class. The lady opened fire in nursing class, killing students, and then she killed herself.
mhm.
And so my niece was 21 years old. She had two kids. I moved her to Baton Rouge
Okay.
so you can imagine the guilt I was carrying, because I picked
Mhm,
the school, I
mhm,
picked the nursing school. She had a 5-month-old and a 1-year-old at the time that she
mm,
was murdered at 21. And so I became severely depressed. And in that, I went to therapy, I went to psychologists, I went to psychiatrists, I went to
mhm,
social workers, counselors. Everybody would discharge me because,
mm.
as you know, being a therapist, everybody thinks you fine anyway. So I
Right.
would get discharged. So I had to learn how to heal myself. So I already had the degree. And like I said, I came up with traveling. And
Mhm,
so I would take trips. And then on these trips, like maybe some of my friends would come and I start doing case analysis on them,
mhm,
things that they had going on. Like some of them suffered with depression, some of them had bipolar, some of
mhm,
them had anger issues.
mhm.
Whatever they had, when we went on vacation, it would go away. No symptoms,
Wow.
you know, because you have to realize, when you're on vacation, it's a safe zone. You're
Yeah.
relaxed, you're
Yeah.
rejuvenated, you're renewed, you're free.
Mhm.
But when you return home, all of those stressors come back.
Right.
And so on the trip, no symptoms. But again, once they got back home,
Mhm,
everything came back. And
mhm,
so from then I developed Black Girls Travel Therapy.
mhm,
And so traveling became the therapy. And then, like I said, a lot of our members and a lot of people that attend the trips
mhm,
are entrepreneurs like yourself.
mhm,
They're Black women who have all of these responsibilities. And like I said, sometimes we get stuck,
mhm.
and then our mindset needs to change. And so I decided to incorporate that into my business. And
Okay.
so Black Girls Travel Therapy and Dinner with Divas, we would do Dinner with Divas. Dinner with Divas was all over the United States, where women go have dinner
Okay.
during the week. One day, 1 month one day in, one day a month. Uh,
Mhm.
and so so we try to support Black owned businesses. So
Okay.
that was one day where we'll go out to a fancy restaurant just to unwind, relax. The whole concept of, so when you're not traveling, there's something that you're doing to create a sisterhood and
Mhm.
to alleviate stress, depression, because you're venting, you're with women. We have assignments like a table talk every time that we would meet. And so sometimes women would fly in from Atlanta to Louisiana to
Mhm.
Maryland or Houston, wherever the dinner with Divas would be. And
Mhm.
so the mindset coaching would take on that. Like each time we meet, there's an assignment and there's things that we do to empower the women. And like I always have a yoga coach on board or
Good.
a physical therapist on board. Like even for our calls, we'll do a de-stress part. The first part will be breathing technique. So our yoga instructor is usually always on board, like for Napa Valley on the bus.
Mhm.
We did breathing assignments. Like there were assignments, there's things that we do to alleviate stress. So there's
Mhm.
tools that you take home.
Wow.
It's not where it's not fun because it's a lot of fun, but it's kind of snuck in there. The
Yeah,
therapy is
right.
like there's nothing like, so tell me about your childhood. It's not that sort of thing. So everything we do is fun.
Yeah. That sounds good. And some of the locations, where was the last trip, and what was some of the takeaway from some of the participants from that particular event, your last trip?
Okay, so our last trip was Napa Valley.
Okay.
Napa Valley, as you know, Napa Valley is beautiful.
Mhm.
However, if you're not a wine lover,
Mm.
and a lot of the women weren't wine lovers,
Okay.
and they may be sweet wine lovers,
Okay.
and Napa Valley isn't that place.
Right.
For me, Napa Valley was beautiful, but it's not a place that I wanted to go back to. But because one of the members wanted to go back and she wanted to
Mm.
bring her mom and do a big trip,
Mhm.
we put it on the
Okay.
agenda again. So
Mhm.
the take back from Napa Valley, like a lot of people saying, one and done for Napa Valley. It was the people, it was the women that they met on the trip. And a matter of fact, on our call today, the ladies were saying that they met friends and they're still keeping in contact with
Mhm.
them.
That's good.
I'll read some of the feedback that I got. I was wondering if I had it on here. Let's see. Um, because and actually I posted a gentleman, and it's getting a lot of reviews, but he posted this. Let's see if you can hear it. Let's see. Whoops, let me. He here's some feedback. The stereotypes. I ever saw Black girls come to Napa in unity. There's no arguing, no fussing. I've seen several groups come here, and there's a whole lot of chaos. And I'd like to commend you for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mr. Cedric. Did you hear him?
Yes, I heard it. He said
Mhm.
it's not, he said usually it's some drama, but it was no drama.
Yeah, he just said that, he had never been around so many positive Black women. And
Wow.
he's been in that business for I don't know how many years in Napa Valley. Everybody was so positive,
Mm,
everybody was so loving,
mm.
and he had never seen that ever.
Yeah.
And he just said, I just want to commend you, like the group of women that was there.
Mhm.
Okay, so here is one of the feedback. It's always a pleasure to travel with Black Girls Travel Therapy. Drama free, always meeting new friends that have the same love, and it's always well planned by the staff. You guys are the best. Thank you all for loving on my mom. She was sick on her birthday, but she had a great time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. And so,
Uh-huh.
and that was just from Napa, which
That
wasn't
was
was a hot
just from
spot.
Napa.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so what do you have coming up for those of us who are interested in taking part?
Okay, so Napa Valley was last week,
Mhm.
and let me get my list together.
And
Uh
how often do you go? Like, is this a twice a year thing, once a year?
No, 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 no. We usually do it quarterly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is that a lot of people are afraid to travel outside of the United
Yeah.
States. So
Yeah.
what we started doing was doing local retreats. You
Okay.
get a lot of more attendance from the local retreat. So I started doing a retreat every year in Atlanta
Okay.
because it's a big turnout.
Mhm.
So the next retreat is in May.
Okay.
And that one will be in Jamaica. Jamaica is May the 17th through the 21st. It's sold out. And
Okay.
that's about 50 women. Jamaica's always pretty large too,
Mhm.
because Jamaica's inexpensive and everybody wants to go to Jamaica.
Mhm.
And we
Absolutely.
have a lot of business connections in Jamaica. So Jamaica's one that we go to maybe 3 or 4 times a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do mission work there as well.
I
And
love
so,
that.
yeah, we do mission work at the schools, we do mission work at the church, we
Mhm.
do mission work at the autism school.
Mhm.
So we do a lot of mission work, the homeless shelter,
Mhm.
uh, all over Jamaica, in Montego Bay, in Clarendon, in St. Elizabeth Parish, in Kingston. So we're all over the country of Jamaica when we go. But the retreats are always fun.
Mhm.
Usually when we do Jamaica, we'll do a resort.
Okay.
And
That's gonna be
so,
my
yeah,
that's
so
gonna be my next question.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we'll do a resort when we do Jamaica. And like I said, it's usually a large group, but we'll have like a workshop.
Mhm.
This year, we're not going to do a workshop because there's so many people, but
Mhm.
we'll have an itinerary where they'll have excursions, and we'll still do small table talks and then personal one-on-one mindset coaching, which
Oh,
everybody gets 20 minutes of complimentary mindset coaching. We'll have the personal trainer there as well, that you can sign up for with a list of an itinerary of things that we do as well, photo shoots.
oh,
Yeah, we do a lot of things that empower women to feel beautiful in the skin that they're in. Like one woman told me, "Oh, well, y'all don't have women like me." I said, "Yes, we do. We
mhm.
have women all shapes,
Mhm.
sizes, colors, shades, ages. We don't discriminate." Our last trip to Napa Valley, the oldest attendee was 83 years old,
Wow.
and she kept up with us.
I'm sure
It,
she
it,
did.
it was great. So we had women. The oldest young lady was 83.
Mhm.
The youngest woman was 35. I'll say the mean is about 40 to 45 is the
Okay.
bulk of the women.
Mhm.
But like I said, we had an 83-year-old, we had a 70-year-old,
Mhm.
we had a 61-year-old. We had about two 51-year-olds. The bulk of them were in their 40s, and then we had some in their 30s. And it's always different. On each trip is different. So, like I said, our next trip will be in Jamaica, the 17th through the 21st. So our
Mhm.
next trip locally
Mhm.
will be Atlanta.
Okay.
So Atlanta is a grown and sexy event.
Oh, wow.
And yes,
What's
we
the date
have
on that? What's
fun.
the date on the one in Atlanta?
So the one in Atlanta is a grown and sexy event. We will
Mhm.
have a celebrity featured guest speaker.
Okay.
Um, Her name is Angel,
Mhm.
aka the Grapefruit Lady. She's back due to popular demand. We had her at one of our retreats in Chicago last September.
Okay.
And when I tell you we went viral on TikTok, Angel teaches women how to love themselves inside and out. A
Wow.
lot of women can't walk in their femininity. They don't know anything about sex.
Yeah.
And so, angels, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. So, Angel basically teaches women how to have orgasms. A
Wow.
lot of women have sex
Yeah.
and it's not pleasing to them, it's for the man. But
Mhm.
sex is for you, ladies. And
Exactly.
so we kind of talk about how sex is for the woman, and she's going to show the women techniques on how to have a G-spot orgasm,
Mhm.
and then some techniques on how to please their mate.
Mhm.
So that's going to be a awesome event because she travels all over the world. She's even taught President Obama's wife, Michelle Obama.
Oh,
She's
wow.
taught LeBron's wife.
Mhm.
You name it, Candy with the housewives. She's
Mhm.
went on tour with them. Like she's she's known worldwide. She's been on the Oprah show.
Mhm.
She's been doing this for years. So
Okay.
she'll be one of our guest speakers and teachers in Atlanta. So that'll be one of our speakers at our event in Atlanta, our retreat in Atlanta.
Mhm.
We'll also have a vision board class on Canvas in Atlanta. We'll have a pool party. We'll also have workshops.
Mhm.
We'll have continental breakfast. We'll have lunch. We're doing a seafood brawl and
Okay.
barbecue. And we always have themes. So a
Right.
lot of times, uh we have things we'll have, and that's just to make it fun and exciting.
Right, right.
um so yeah, Atlanta has a big lineup, and then Sephora will be opening their doors to us. We're going to have a private event at Sephora
Oh,
in
wow.
Avalon. So we last our last retreat in August, in no, it was in April, was in Atlanta.
Mhm,
Sephora opened their doors to us
mhm,
exclusively. So we'll do a private event. We'll have a private event at Sephora,
mhm,
and they'll have giveaways, free
mhm,
samples, makeovers.
mhm.
YSL will be engraving, free engraving on lipsticks,
Oh,
mascara. So it's a great gift idea. So there's a lot of exclusive things. They'll have lashes,
mhm,
the opportunity to have your brows done.
mhm,
So it's just a fun and exciting event, and all of the ladies come in from all over.
mhm.
Um, and they were excited about the can you do the Sephora event again? I said, well, let me call the manager because she's black as well. Like I said, we
Well,
support black owned business, but when the business isn't black owned, we support our black.
management.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right. That's right. And so we're excited about that. And for the lineup for Atlanta, also, we're going to be brunching at some of the black owned establishments in Atlanta. So yeah,
Mhm,
so I'm excited about Atlanta. It's going to be a wonderful 3-day event. Friday night, all
mhm.
day Saturday, and then Sunday will be the Sephora event along with brunch and dinner, which is optional.
Oh, okay.
We'll have a host hotel, which will be the Marriott Atlanta,
Mhm.
and the early bird cost is 195.
Okay. And what's the date of that one again? Because you're going to Jamaica in May, right?
Yeah, Jamaica's May 17th through the 21st,
Okay.
and the Atlanta retreat is June the 9th through the 11th. So
Oh,
the 9th, we really won't have any, the bulk of the event is on the 10th. So the 9th, we'll have a meet and greet because most people
okay.
are just arriving.
Yeah,
They're
right,
tired. So
right.
we'll have a meet and greet at the host hotel, which will be the Marriott Alpharetta.
Mhm,
We'll have the meet and greet about 8 o'clock, and we'll kind
mhm.
of go over things, what to expect, you know. Um, and then that morning we'll start the retreat, which
Okay.
will be the 9th. No,
Mhm.
the 10th. So it's the
The 10th.
9th, the 10th, and the 11th. And
Okay.
on the 11th, like I said, the early morning will be the Sephora event. Then
Mm,
there'll be a brunch. And then for the ladies who are staying until the 12th that morning, we'll
mhm.
have a nighttime event, which will be optional. But I think on Friday also we have a late night event as well. So we
Okay.
do have an event on late night, Friday night, which
Mm,
is optional because a lot of people want things to do. So we'll be supporting the Crew Lounge. Will have an event there, which is a black owned establishment in Alpharetta,
mhm,
the Night Lounge, which is back on. And then Sunday night, we'll have dinner at Palm 78, which
mhm.
is also a black owned restaurant.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. That is awesome. I'm going to definitely try to make that particular event in June here in the city. I have a TV show. I would love to bring out my crew and
Yes, that would be
yeah,
awesome.
so
That
I'll
would be awesome.
definitely stay connected so we can make that happen and just
Okay.
highlight because like I said, I love this mindset coach thing. I'm like stuck on it. I'm gonna call my producers when we get off and say, hey,
Yeah.
we have to cover this event. So but yeah, but thank you for coming on and sharing and educating
Can I
us.
share one more event? My big event.
Absolutely. Please go ahead.
Okay. So our big event is Bali.
Oh
Now,
wow.
when you talk about mindset, in order to change your mindset, you have to be in an environment to receive greatness.
Yes.
A lot of people can't meditate, they
Hmm.
can't pray. Why? Because there's so much noise going on, you
Hmm.
know? When
Hmm.
you have honk, honk, get out the way, you
Hmm.
know, all concrete jungle. I just left Chicago. Um, concrete jungle. You know,
Right.
people in the restaurant with bonnets on and flip flops and F you and this and that. And you like, Lord, let me get back to Atlanta with all these green trees.
Right.
Um, but the mindset, a lot in your mindset, you have to become one with nature. So
Yeah.
when you walk, you need to be looking at something green, things that God
Hmm.
has blessed us with nature. So
Hmm.
Bali is that place that you can have pure zen, you know, a blissful place. So
Yeah.
Bali is January, is will be in January 2024, and I'm super excited about that.
Hmm.
It's the home of yoga. And
Yeah.
so we'll actually be staying in U-Bud, which is right there where everything is going on as far
Mm,
as saying, the sanctuaries are there, the
right.
rice galleries, like everything is right there. The pyramids, everything is right there.
Hmm.
And so Bali will be January the 11th through the 19th.
Okay.
So the actual accommodations are the 13th through the 19th because it takes you leave on the 11th, you don't get there to the 13th.
Okay.
And so the accommodations are the 13th through the 19th. Prices are pretty inexpensive. We don't cover flights,
Hmm.
but the whole retreat we do cover, which
Hmm.
will be again the 13th through the 19th.
Hmm.
And Bali, you're in for a treat. It's going to be amazing.
I bet. I
Yeah.
bet. Just the sound of the ocean for me is just
Yes.
relaxing. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
can only
Yes.
imagine. But yeah, I mean, it sounds really, really like it is a great organization. I personally like to thank people who are take that extra and just kind of walk out the things and ideas that they have, because it's so many people who are sitting on ideas and sitting on just areas of that will
Mhm.
cause other people to heal and to grow, and they have the idea but they just won't birth it out so that other people can feed off of it and grow and learn from it. So I thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
this platform, and a place, sounds like a very safe place to be able to come and be a part of and to share and
It
intertwine with
is. It
people that
really is. It's a
that
non-judgment zone. And
um,
that's really what I like about it. We've just been blessed where the women, and that's when I said, when you're in alignment,
mhm,
you're only going to attract like-minded people.
right.
And I can honestly say the women that come on these retreats,
Mhm,
everything has been pure bliss.
mhm,
Like the young man said, there was no cursing, no yelling,
mhm,
no drama.
mhm.
It's just because when you're in alignment, you can't attract anything but greatness.
Right,
When
right.
you have that platform for women to create a sisterhood, that's exactly what they do in a non-judgment zone. Come
Correct.
with all of your stuff. It's
Right, right.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
We need that. It's so
we
needed.
do. We do. We
You
do.
guys should see the website here is blackgirlstraveltherapy.com. Join. Well, I don't know if it's too late to do the Jamaica trip, but definitely if you're in the city of Atlanta, join us
Yes.
in this city, which is June 9th through the 11th. And then at the early part of, I think you said the 11th through the 19th or 13th through the 19th of January 24, hey, let's hit Bali up. Let's put some of our black girl magic on that
Yeah.
place.
You know what? I forgot Turks. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Turks is I'm all over the place, y'all.
that's
I
okay.
I done had to zoom to that and tried to go walking. I've been in Chicago. I just got off a flight last night from Chicago. I I'm all over the place. Um, Turks is July 6th through the 10th.
Oh, of this
So,
year.
yes, Turks is
Okay.
this year's July 6th through the 10th, and men are invited. Men
Okay.
are invited on any trip. We don't turn anybody down. Like, is it just
Yeah.
for black girls? It's for black girls, but we're not going to discriminate and turn it. We
Yeah.
don't turn men away. We
Yeah.
don't turn anybody of any other ethnicity away. And so,
Hmm.
but it is for black women.
Hmm. Hmm. And it sounds like it's a great gift. It would be a great anniversary, birthday,
Mhm.
Christmas. A lot of times men, they can't figure out what can I get my significant
Exactly.
other. This
Exactly.
is a perfect thing. A trip combined with therapy. Oh my God, you can't
Yeah,
beat that.
because the thing is that we have to learn how to invest in ourselves.
Yes.
We have to learn how to let go. Whatever you have, stress kills. And
Yeah.
so that's my big thing. I specialize in grief therapy,
Mm,
but stress.
mhm.
Stress kills. Acne comes from stress. High blood pressure comes from stress. Diabetes comes from stress.
Mhm.
Anything and everything, any ailment, it
Mhm.
comes from stress. So if
Yes.
you don't know how to invest in yourself and get rid of that stress, then
Mm,
you're going to kill yourself, because if you don't handle stress, death comes.
that's right.
That's the ultimate death.
Mhm.
And so that's the thing, is teaching people how to put themselves first
Yes.
and dump everything else out that bag, because
Mhm.
life has thrown so much stuff at us. our bag is full, our bag is heavy, and
Right,
we have
right.
to release. It's
Mm.
time to empty that bag, everybody, and be free.
That's right.
If
That's
you 50 like me, then you have lived most of your life. So when you
yeah.
50, you need to be 50 and free.
Yes. Yes,
That
absolutely. I
means no
love it.
stress, no stress,
No,
no stress, just
I
happy
love it.
days.
Absolutely. But we run out of time, but I
Okay.
really enjoyed this interview.
Thank you so
Guys, this is
much. I
Karlyn
appreciate
LeBlanc.
you.
She is the mindset coach. She is the founder of, I still love that name, Dinner with Divas,
Yeah.
and as well as Black Girls Travel Therapy. And so her website is here. We'll put it up again before we right off is blackgirlstraveltherapy.com. I'm sure she's open to, even if you can't make a trip and you just need some coaching, reach out to her, meet
Yes.
with her, and let her get you started in your journey of healing. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank
As
you for
always,
having me.
thank you, Swagger Magazine and that entire team. And
Thank
you
you.
be safe on that trip to Jamaica. I will see you in ATL.
Thank you.